We are Plumda. Okay. Okay, let me stay while it's at it. Uzo amanga. Hi guys, welcome back to Modern Wife. If you are new here, my name is Sipho Azisomi and thank you very much for joining me. Please do check out the rest of my content, and if you like what you see, don't leave without subscribing. And to everyone that have subscribed, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. It helps grow my channel. We are on a road to 2K subscribers, so please do subscribe. Please share the video with your friends and their family. I would really like that. So today we're doing something different. Not too different, but a little different. If you know me very well, you would know that I always have an opinion, and that used to get me into trouble when I was a kid. But guess what? I still have an opinion. So today what we're doing is we're doing my unpopular opinions. Yes, guys, I am doing that. Raw and unfiltered. Okay. Maybe just a little bit filtered, a little bit. But yes, that's what we're doing today. So without wasting any time, let's get straight to the video. So first opinion is that Avo is crap. Guys, Avo is not the girl that she thinks she is. There is nothing great about Avo. Okay, besides some of the health benefits, besides the fact that it's a good fat, but there is nothing great about Avo. It doesn't taste good. It doesn't look good. It's expensive. There's just nothing great about Evo. Let's stop hyping Evo. It's not. And for you to know that Evo is really not that great, it doesn't taste nice, I think you should give it to a baby. If you give it to a baby and the baby can eat Evo, then I would believe that Evo, you know what, it's good. But if a baby can't have that, guys, Avo it's not it. It's not it. I eat Avo, okay? When I was growing up, I used to not eat Avo at all. Now I do, with the whole plant-based thing. So sometimes I do eat Avo, but other than that, no, guys, I don't pay extra at a restaurant for Avo. I am not that girl. So yes, guys, Avo, it's not it. It's so not it. Number two is that you don't have haters. There, I said it. You do not have haters. I don't have haters. You don't have haters. So okay, let's break this down. Maybe there are people that don't always agree with you. Yes, that can happen. Maybe there are people that don't like everything that you do. Yes, that can happen. But haters, this is my thing. People's perception is often a reflection of themselves. It has absolutely nothing with you. It is merely a reflection of themselves. Now, to believe that you have haters, it is just to allow certain people to live in your mind rent-free. That is not productive. Ain't nobody got time for that. Stop allowing people to live in your mind rent-free. They are just occupying your mind. Now you're busy doing this today thinking, oh, I'm doing this so that so-and-so can say this about me. I'm doing this so that so-and-so can stop saying this about me. Don't do it. Don't do it, guys. You don't have haters. Believe it. They are just people that are not happy with their lives. They are people that just like having negative things because they are unhappy about their own lives. Those people are not your haters. You're not a celebrity. You're not a public figure. You're not a high profile person. So really, people are just going on about their business, and other people's business is to be negative and other people's business is to be positive. So choose who you want to believe, but believing that you have haters, guys, stop it. So whilst we're still on people, the other thing is that cutting people off is nothing to brag about. Like, I see a lot of people going on about, oh, I'm just going to cut him off. Oh, I just cut people off. And again, I'm not scared of cutting people off. That's nothing to brag about. Like, really, that is nothing to brag about. So this is another thing. For me personally, how you talk about people says a lot about you more than it says about those people. Yes, there are certain people that are in your life for a certain season, and once that season is over, they need not to be in your life anymore. That I understand. Certain people are in your life for a reason or for a season. That I get it. But once those people are out of your life, or once the relationship is no longer the same, stop telling us that I'm gonna cut them off. Oh, I cut them off. That's nothing to brag about. Just move on with your life. They were there. Their relationship was fine. The other thing is that, guys, is for me is the one thing that makes me not to say negative things about people is that at once the relationship was good. At one point, the relationship was good. We were friends with sis. Everything was going on. It was well. So why now am I going on and telling people that, oh, I cut them off. Oh, this is what they did. That is not a bragging thing. It's not a bragging thing. Things are no longer the same. Things didn't work out. That's it. Move on with your life. You don't need to brag about it. The other thing as well is that I was having a conversation with my friend, and we were talking about the whole thing of being a strong friend, toxic friendships, toxic relationships. And she was saying that the funny thing is that no one has ever claimed to be the toxic friend. No one has ever claimed to be the one that needed to be cut off. Everyone is a good friend. Everyone is a good friend. Everyone, they are the ones doing things right. Everyone is someone who did. Let's stop this victim mentality. Sometimes you are the problem. Sometimes you are the problem and you need to check on yourself. But even if you're not the problem and you happen to get rid of someone that was problematic in your life, just don't brag about it. Don't brag about it. Move on. Go with your life. That's it. Other thing is, guys, 2-ply toilet paper is the girl that she thinks she is. I don't know what my parents were doing buying 1-ply toilet paper. I don't know why they were doing that to themselves. Yes, I get it that it's a bit expensive, but trust you me, because you don't have to use so much of it, it ends up lasting you the same time as 1-ply toilet paper. And like, I don't understand what I was doing all my life, depriving myself of 2-ply toilet paper. Like, 2-ply toilet paper is the girl that you think she is. So don't do that to yourself, guys. Just be right with yourself and your friend back there and give them what they deserve. But 2-ply toilet paper is the girl that she thinks she is. Other thing is, eggs are overpriced. Eggs are overpriced. I don't get this. Maybe someone in farming or agriculture needs to explain it to me. I don't get how eggs are so overpriced. Like, do chickens not lay eggs anymore? Like, the chickens that used to lay eggs, maybe they passed away, and the ones that are left, only a few can lay eggs, because chicken is still not that expensive. Chicken is not expensive, but eggs are so expensive. It doesn't make sense to me. Someone needs to explain it to me, but eggs are overpriced, guys. Eggs are a luxury. And I still don't understand people that will move from having maybe large eggs to extra large or free range. I'm like, I'm sitting here still trying to afford just the normal large 30 yamakanda, and when are you like, no, nah, I want free range? I respect you. If you are that person, I respect you. I want to be your child. Please adopt me. But for me, eggs are overpriced, guys. If I buy 30 yamakanda, I am the one dictating to the kids when they're gonna have eggs. You can't just on a Tuesday pasha zikanda. No ways. I will tell you when you're having eggs. Okay, whilst we're still talking about food, is that mess with sugar, it's the only way to have amasi. If you're not having amasi with sugar, I don't know what you're doing in your life. Why are you doing that? Amasi with sugar, it's the only way to go. It's yogurt. For me, it's up there. It's the same as having yogurt. Why would you want? It's like having plain yogurt and flavored yogurt. So amasi with no sugar, it's plain yogurt. Why would you do that to yourself when you can have the real yogurt? So for me, amasi with sugar is the only way to go. But this is what I also don't understand. People that have porridge with no salt. How? Rice with no salt, pap with no salt, porridge with no salt. You don't do that. Who taught you how to cook? Like, everything that you need to cook that's a starch, it needs to have salt in it. Everything just needs salt. Even the Bible says so. Okay, my other opinion is that intentional dating should be a thing. Look, if your intention to date someone is marriage, I think you should outright say it. That is, my intention here is long term. My intention here is commitment. That should be a thing. That should not be something to shy away from, where it's like, well, on the second date, she was already telling me that she wants marriage. Look, sis, ain't nobody got time to play. Ixesha limkile. If your intention to date someone is to commit and it's long term, you should have every right to say it. The same way that someone whose intention is to play around, they feel like they have to say it from the onset, you should also have the right to say it from the onset. So that if you are not here for long term, then you have every right to say, bye-bye ke, mna ke apha bendingazelanga loo nto leyo. But we shouldn't shy away from our intentions when we're dating. And if your intention is marriage, sis, if your intention is marriage, booty, say it. Say it. Family isn't everything. Family is really not everything. It's not the law and behold. I'm not saying that you don't need family, because you do, but I'm just saying that it's not everything. You need other relationships. You need to be able to relate with your friends. You need to be able to relate with your colleagues. You need to be able to relate with your partner. It's not the only thing. And the other thing why I'm saying that is because you need those relationships so that other people can tell you things about yourself that your family might not be able to. Okay, your family is very understanding of you and your family is very accepting of you. So bayakwazi sebeqhelile. There are certain things that they will not be able to tell you. For example, mna ekhaya, I grew up kuthiwa, oh, we are stubborn, we are teta. And my sister accepts me the way that I am. But other people, it's like, I don't need to stand for this. I don't need to stand for this. And that's why I need those relationships, so that those people can tell me those things about myself, so that I can learn and improve on my weaknesses and improve on my character. But if you just think that I need to be able to relate with my family, then you're not gonna grow, and you're not gonna change much. You're not gonna change a lot of things about yourself that are not exactly positive, because your family is very accepting of you. Then the other thing as well is that certain families, guys, are very toxic, if I may say so. Certain families are actually very abusive and very entitled. For me, if you know me very well, there's nothing that I don't like more than a person who is entitled. I don't like entitled people. And certain families are very entitled. I always say to my husband that I don't want my kids, when they are older, to love me or respect me merely because I'm their mother. I needed to have done something. I need to have imparted certain things and have had certain impact for them to feel like they need to respect me and they need to love me. Not because in by blood. Guys, no, we can do much more than that. Your SA influencers are a scam. Look, I'm going to say SA because I don't know much about any other country. I'm not privy to what goes on there, but I'm saying that South African influencers are a scam. And before anyone can say anything, this is coming from a marketing professional. I am a marketing professional. I studied marketing. I understand brands. I understand a lot of things about marketing. And I'm saying that they are a scam in a sense that when the whole influencer thing started, the whole influencer marketing started, the main thing that brands went to influencers was because of the believability. So it's because they had an audience, number one, and secondly, it was the influence that they had, which means that people would believe them. So for example, if I tell you as a mother that ubi soltile, it's good, you would obviously believe me because I'm a mother, right? So that was the big thing around the whole influencer marketing. But right now, I feel like they don't care whether we believe them or not. It's just about catching the next bag. They really don't care whether we believe them or not. For example, if you are a Herbalife distributor and today you're telling me that I need to buy Herbalife and tomorrow you're buying McDonald's, what are you trying to say? And the reason why I'm saying South African influencers, guys, is because I know certain influencers abroad that have come out and said, I will never work with these brands because of ABC. But here in SA, I've never had anyone who says that, look, this brand does not align with me and they don't stand for what it is that I represent, therefore I will not work with them. In fact, a lot of influencers even shy away from naming and shaming certain brands because they're thinking, oh, what if I still have to work with them in the future? Okay, a classic case would be Clicks. When the whole thing happened with them, a lot of people were up in arms saying, how could they do this? I don't stand for what they do. I will never work with them again. But it was just a matter of time. Everyone is back. Everyone is going to Clicks. Everyone is shopping at Clicks. Everyone is working with Clicks. So that's the reason why I'm saying that they are a scam. There is an exception to this. Obviously, I'm not saying that people should be tied down to exclusivity, so they should only work with one brand. But for example, if you're gonna work with maybe Adidas for shoes, that I understand, and then maybe for your gym gear you work with Nike, that makes sense. For your headgear, maybe you work with Puma, that makes sense. So I'm not saying that people should only be exclusive to certain brands, but certain things, they do not make sense. You are confusing me as your audience. You are confusing me. I'm thinking, which one must I believe? For example, if you're saying that you like Hyundai SUVs, today you're telling us about how great Hyundai is, then tomorrow you're telling us how great VW is. Which one must we take? Which one must we take? So, and I know a lot of people have also come out and say brands don't care about us. They only care about what it is that we can do for them. But I think you also don't care about brands. You only care what it is that brands can do for you. So me personally, I think that if you are an influencer, you should only work with brands that you believe in, only work with brands that align with you, only work with brands that stand for what it is that you represent. If brands don't stay for that, it's okay to decline the bag. That makes you more believable, and that actually gives you more longevity in terms of your brand. But if you're just taking everything that comes your way, sis, in 2 years' time, it's gonna be over for you. So it's a scam. Stop scamming us. We can see right through it. Stop it. Then the other one is that having a child out of the wedlock is really the pits. I know a lot of people would think that I'm saying this because I'm projecting or whatever the case is, but really, guys, it's the pits. Like, I've never seen anyone who says that, oh, okay, I'm a single parent and I'm loving it. And I know, again, someone will argue and say, but who says that if you have a child out of the wedlock, that means that you're going to be a single parent? Sis, look at stats. Brother, look at stats. If you don't want to listen to me, then look at the stats. Because when the relationship is kusem nandi, yes, we all think that this is forever. When everything is fun, you will think that it's forever. And I know, again, someone will come and say that, well, even people that are married, there are no guarantees. Yes, there are no guarantees, guys, but this is not only for the sake of the relationship. It's also for the sake of the child. There is nothing fun about your child always asking, okay, why are you the only one attending my soccer games? Why are you the only one this and that happens? Where is dad? Where is mom? There's nothing fun about that. I mean, if you guys are co-parenting well, there's also those things that are just not either good for yourself or good for your baby. And there are a lot of women, I'm going to say this, there are a lot of women that resentment, there are a lot of women that are broken because this happened. This happened and now things is kanje, but it's really the pets, guys. It's not nice. Like, take it from your mother or whoever. I've never met anyone who said that actually I love this. It's the best thing that can ever happen to me. It's not, and if you can avoid it, try by all means to avoid it. That's it from me, guys. I hope you really enjoyed this video, and if you do, please give it a massive thumbs up, and please comment down below which one is your favorite unpopular opinion, or what are other opinions that you have. Let's keep the conversation going, and please don't forget to subscribe. I love you so much. Until we meet again, bye.